If you want to start an animal-related nonprofit organization, this video is for you. Hi, I'm attorney Audrey Chisholm, founder of Chisholm Law Firm and best-selling author of Start a Nonprofit That Doesn't Ruin Your Life. And I'm here to share with you a few quick tips for how to launch your animal-related nonprofit organization. Let's get into it. So the very first tip is to decide what it is you want to do, meaning how exactly do you want to help? And I always like to give this analogy of, again, mom of four, I've got 4 kids, and all the time one of their favorite things to ask me is, Mama, I'm hungry, I want something to eat. And I always just try to ask them back, well, what do you have a taste for, right? Because there's so many different types of food, so many restaurants. Like if you tell me what it is you're trying to do, that makes it a little bit easier for us to accomplish the goal. It's the same thing with you and your nonprofit. What do you want to do and how do you want to help animals specifically? So are we rescuing stray animals? Is that what we're doing? Are we rehabilitating abused animals? Is that what we're doing? Are we promoting animal adoption, right? Are we educating people maybe on certain diseases as it relates to animals or best practices, right? I have a client who literally has an entire nonprofit that is designed to take care of retired show horses that have been competing, etc., and to give them a dignified way to retire, so that they don't have mental health issues. I didn't even know that was an issue, right? But either way, there are so many ways that we can protect animals and make sure that they're safe. So the very first thing is getting crystal clear on how you want to help, all right? So we like to call that your vision, okay? And once you've got that big picture, painted, now we can go about figuring out how to do it. Now, again, some people will tell you to make that really small, limit it to only what you know how to do, but in my experience, that's not true at all. Which is, you don't have to know how to do everything, right? Like no one is born knowing how to do everything. You just need to know how to surround yourself with experts that do know how to do it. And if that's the case, if you do that, you can achieve anything that you desire, all right? So that's the very first thing, is just getting crystal clear on what it is you want to do. We like to call that your vision. So once you've got that down, now it's time to bring that vision to life. And that's a part of that how, where we've got to set up this animal-related organization legally. And so there are several steps to that, right? You're going to have to file some paperwork with your state so that the organization, comes to life. We're going to need to file some paperwork with the federal government, that's the IRS, to bring it to life. Okay, we're going to need to get a social security number for this nonprofit, which we call a tax ID number, so that any payments that come to the nonprofit are linked to the nonprofit so that you don't have to pay taxes on those, right? You're going to need your licenses, right? And that's kind of like your fundraising registration if you're going to be raising money, and certain states require them, certain states don't, but you're gonna need those registrations. You're gonna need some policies and procedures to be in compliance, right? It's a whole list of things, but either way, you're going to need that legal entity set up properly. And of course, making sure that the name is available by a legal name search, not just search it on Google to make sure it's available. You need to do a legal name search to search through all 50 states as well as on the federal level to make sure that name isn't already being taken, and getting a trademark to protect the name of any signature programs you have, etc. Right? So it's a whole big bundle of legal things that you'll need. Again, I detail them more in my book. You can get a free copy of that by hitting the link below, but we need to make sure that it's set up legally and we're following the law. Okay. Now, again, that sounds, like a lot, to you, and it might be like, man, that's a whole lot of details to learn, etc. And it's like anything else. Okay. You can take the time to become an expert in it and try to figure it out, right? Or you can do, what a lot of our clients like to do, which is just find an expert that loves that. My team, we geek out on this stuff. We love nonprofit law. We stay on top of all the changes, etc. And we just take that entire second step and take care of it for so many of our clients so that they know that their animal-related nonprofit is set up the right way, and all they've got to do is get out there and make a difference, all right? So that's that next phase, which is getting that legal setup taken care of. Now, once you've got that part taken care of, now we're working on your team a little bit, also making sure that your board is there, and your board is just going to be like a couple of friends that are going to be on this journey with you that will help. And so for our clients, again, we incorporate that in the legal setup phase, and we help them if they have a couple of friends that they know that'll want to be involved. That's fine. If they don't, we also let them know how they can use existing resources to recruit people that want to serve and help nonprofits. They just don't have a nonprofit to help, right? So we connect them with those folks so that they can do it. So even if you don't know anyone yourself, for us anyway, for our clients, we help them find the folks that they need to make that team, all right? So once we got the team going, now it's time to talk about operations. How are we going to allow this organization to operate? So are you going to partner with existing, pet stores to, do it, or find existing, pet agencies, etc., or places within your community where you can, operate from, or you can operate virtually by having, classes and resources and seminars to educate people on the things that you're passionate about? Or are you going to get your own building? Are you going to get your own facility, right? We have clients that have done that successfully, have gotten donated, property from the government. That's one way that nonprofits get property, or have, raised money or had land and property donated from donors. There's so many ways that you can get property for your organization, but either way, you want to, have a vision for how you want this nonprofit to operate, right? And so once you're operating, that also leads to the fundraising plan, which is how are we going to pay for everything? Because again, nonprofits are allowed to make money. You're allowed to pay yourself a salary. You're allowed to pay staff and employees and run just like a business in many regards, right? So we want to talk about that fundraising plan, which is how are you going to get funding? And for a lot of our clients, they get funding from grants. We have an in-house grant writer that writes grants, and basically a grant is like putting in a scholarship application, right, to organizations that want to give funding to animal related causes. They just don't want to do the work. Okay, so you can put in those and get funding. We've been really successful at getting funding for our clients from grant writing. You can also get grants from, you can get funding from individuals that want to donate to your organization. Plenty of our clients raise money from individuals or even corporations, corporate sponsors, major, pet companies, etc. will donate things to your nonprofit as well. I mean, there are just so many ways. We have a fundraising consultant on our team that sits down and can help our clients craft a unique plan to them for how they want to get funding to operate, right? But there's much money. There are billions of dollars that are donated every year to charities, but you want to have that fundraising plan. And then once you have that in place as well, you're operating, you're doing your thing, you're helping these animals, you're making a difference. It's now time to market it, right? We want to get the word out. That's from getting a website done and making sure you have social media and a logo and all those things to really let the world know that you're out there and you're available to serve your community. And again, even with our firm, we have resources that we give our clients for companies that specify in providing, those marketing services for nonprofits. And then we wrap it all up with compliance, right? We've got to make sure that you are staying within the boundaries of the law. And so at the end of every year, you'll have, an annual filing with your state. You'll have an annual tax return that you'll file with the federal government, the IRS. You'll also need to renew those fundraising registration licenses. There may be a state tax exemption that you have to get depending on what state you're in, and you'll need to renew that, renew any trademark registrations, etc., and any other renewals that apply. All right. So either way, this is just a general video giving you an overview of some of the requirements for your animal related nonprofit. But listen, if you want help with this process, my team, we love this stuff. Okay. We live and breathe all of the rules and the updates and things that change with the laws, etc., so that we can be on the cutting edge for our clients and so that we can take off the heavy lifting and you can have the peace of mind of knowing that you have an organization that's done right, not just some cookie cutter thing that may or may not be in compliance with the law. So if that's you, if you'd like our help, feel free to reach out to us with the information below on the video. If you enjoyed this video, give us a like. Please leave a comment below. That really helps us as far as letting more people know about the content that we're giving to help other nonprofits so we can keep making a difference and rescue more animals. Also, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to learn more about videos and content as it relates to growing and starting your nonprofit. All right, I hope this was helpful. And again, it shouldn't be this hard to be a superhero. Have a great day.